Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check. Right at the buzzer. Shout out to you guys. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Prometheus, Jackus, and of course Max. Welcome, guys, and a good green morning. Well, some of these assets are green. I guess Bitcoin has flipped red for the day. We're going to talk about obviously the relationship between ETH and the rest of the market right now, as ETH is showing some pretty immeasurable strength right now. But before we can get too in depth, with the usual granular talk about markets, guys, I'm going to ask if you can smash that like button for us. Right. I was so caught off guard that Max and Jackus arrived right at the buzzer. I forgot to even say what I say at the beginning of every show, which is that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. And it is a great day to do that. But for us to be able to do that as in depth as we'd like, I'd kindly ask you guys to smash the like button. ETH is threatening a breakout. I think we're seeing some real volatility potentially loading in the Sol ETH pair. Equities are kind of just doing what they've been doing. But for us to break down, I think, the more granular relationships between crypto assets and, of course, many of their counterparts, it is always very helpful for you guys if you hit the like button and continue to help us grow this show. But I mean, I've kind of already said it, but ETH strength seems to be the dominating factor in this market right now. Are we about to see ETH potentially lead the market higher? I know there's going to probably be a lot of rhetoric around today. When ETH pumps, we typically see the end is near. I don't think that that's what we're seeing right now. I think we've talked about this before. The relationship specifically between Sol and ETH kind of shifting is really our big signal that we're seeing the beginning of potentially a new paradigm, right? Where ETH actually leads this market higher. ETH strength actually leads altcoins higher. I mean, look at Hyperliquid, for example, trading over $40. That has kind of been serving as a canary in the coal mine as well. As far as market leaders, it looks like it wants to potentially, break back into price discovery also. I think it might already be in, I guess it was in price discovery earlier this morning. So it's probably getting ready to leg higher again if you think that ETH is about to as well. I mean, I think that the main reason to be focusing on trad is because there isn't really any reason to focus on trad. Equities are probably just in that low volatility summer period where people go on vacation and the market just tends to float higher, which, as we said, is kind of the perfect backdrop for crypto to begin moving higher, which I think we're finally seeing ETH, take that onus. We're pushing into the highs for, I mean, I'd call this the fifth time, retesting our previous value area high. I think we're just loading a breakout. Do we think we get a staking ETF announcement here pretty soon? Because I'm looking at Sol ETH, and I really feel like that is a pair that is about to roll off a cliff. And I can only think that the catalyst that would create such a move would be the staking ETF from ETH. But maybe it's a mixture of that plus trade talks between the United States and China potentially easing. I know that that's a headline that we've said that we've been watching this week as well. But I think that the crux of really this introduction is that risk across the board in crypto seems ready for higher, yearning for higher. But what do you guys think? What are we seeing in the markets today? What do we think about this ETH strength, harbinger of doom, or is it a sign of things to come?
Money season, baby.
I think we're going higher, baby.
It is the sign of paradigm shift, honestly, I think. I'm wondering when exactly they're gonna pull out the staking ETF. It has to be inherently bullish. I wonder if they do it now or if they use it to break 4K. That I'm not certain, but we know it's coming. We know it. And I think the chart's showing it as well.
It looks like it. It looks like some announcement is brewing. I wouldn't mind if they waited until 4K. Like, if we can manage to get to 4K without the announcement, that would probably be ideal. And then they just smash through 4K finally with brute force. But I don't know. I mean, it's like I don't know if it really matters. I feel like we could maybe cool off a little bit, on Tuesday, which is fine. We had a great move yesterday. Maybe chop around a little bit, but generally it's pretty hard for me to see major corrections from these levels, besides just intraday chop and things like that. So yeah, I mean, I think we look pretty good, guys. I'm excited. I feel like we might actually end up getting our joyful June as promised. But, I feel like it's one of those things where we could close the week a lot higher, but people might get a little annoyed watching it today. We'll see. We'll see what the afternoon brings, but I like how it looks.
I don't think just joyful June, but probably joyful rest of the year, more or less. Me thinking. I think we cannot like the market was pulling back from May till early June. And I think with the recent move we got, that ended that pullback period. And I think we really need to start going from here. I don't think there's a room for much waffling, honestly, anymore. I think like we might be getting some intraday pullbacks, right? Maybe. But I think this market now needs to start picking up, and it will. And there is lots of room, and I think also lots of time. And I also think that we are entering a period in which geniuses will look like retards and retards will look like geniuses. Basically, brain of season.
That's funny. I mean, that's what we're here for, man. We're here for brain off season. That's why we go through the tough times, so we can go brain off season. So I don't know. I mean, look, things can change quickly. People forget how quickly things can change, and in a matter of 1 week, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, things can look a lot different. And that's the thing about crypto is you get months of really nothing, and then 30 to 60 days of pretty awesome price action, and you have to really be able to capitalize when you do get those awesome bits of price action, right? So it's kind of what I'm thinking, guys. It's kind of what I'm thinking is we are hopefully approaching joyful June and joyous July. And, then, I mean, I'd love if it extended through the end of the year, but we'll start with June and July for now. I think it looks pretty good heading into those too.
Yeah, I think we should be coming now to fill the largest CME gap, which for ETH, that was the largest in history. And I think it's inevitable. It's going to fill it. The only question was when that's going to happen.
Do you think we fill the little CME gap below us first and then we go up? Like, see the little tiny guy right down there?
We do have one.
Maybe like touch it. Maybe.
So what would that take us down to? What's that level right there?
Like 2,600.
That's not even bad. That's okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't really want to see that, honestly. Like just given CME chart, just given like 1, 2, 3. This is like your fourth try.
No. The fourth happened in middle pretty much. This is like the fifth.
No.
To the right?
No.
The
On
last sell-off high?
like between 3 and 4, there is a swing high. So I would label that as
guy?
4.
Oh, this?
This, yeah.
No, you didn't even try at like 2750. I feel like 2750 is that level.
That's for real. But if you're going to go on a daily time frame, then it's sort of like there. But okay, we can go with the fact that it didn't really test it out.
It kind of tried, I guess, but yeah, that failed. You could call it the fifth, I guess. But I
could see us get like a perps wick down into that gap and then literally quick tag and go, but like no hanging out down there. Like that's it. No hanging
Yeah.
out.
I just wouldn't want to
Just-
see us reject
Yeah.
2750 for like the 4th or 5th time,
The more times you bang on it, the weaker it gets.
I know,
It's true.
but
We are also, crawling out of one of the least volatile periods. I think Big Bang is coming.
So what does that mean exactly, Jackus? Big Bang? Is that a scientific term? What is that? That
means-
atoms colliding in the infinite abyss of nothing and then creating everything? What are you talking about?
basically, right? Like
So
you have
right
you
now
have
we're in the abyss.
we are in the abyss. We have nothing, and out of that, an explosion will come. A lot of it will suddenly feel like it has lots of value, and then at the end, it will all implode back to nothing. But right now, we will have that big explosion.
So what you're telling me is we're about to create something incredibly special here out of nothing. And then eventually it will go back to nothing. And Tommy will be right and ETH will go to 0 eventually. But
That is the life cycle of the space.
does Bitcoin have any gaps close by? Doesn't really look like it.
can you go lower time frame? Maybe there's like 4 hours, 6 hours, something. Nah, it's pretty clean, bro.
It's pretty clean. That feels
Pretty clean. It's pretty. I've seen
Yeah.
cleaner, but it's pretty clean.
The move yesterday was impulsive. I think that's very important to point out. And it was impulsive through important levels as well. Obviously, you're going to get lower time frame retests. Maybe if you can, Tucker, kindly go to ETH on I'm not sure if you can go on H4 that back in time. Maybe like H6 or something. But go to 2020 price action.
Oh, that is way back. Let's see.
Yes. Now
2020.
zoom in exactly there, right here. And so through this period, I would say like October to November, I would say in the middle of October, there's been a pretty decent impulsive break to the upside. And then there's been this one, and then there's been lots of corrective moves, and then there's been another impulsive one.
Mhm.
I think that is, and prior to that, early in October, there was also an impulsive move. There was a little triangle-ish, happening in September. Maybe you see that, right? Straight
In
there.
September.
I think we need your chart up here, bro. I think
Yeah, you might just have to pull it up,
I
Jackus.
think we might need your expertise here, Jack.
Being
Pull it
very
out.
specific.
That's what
Because
she
I
said.
can tell you have something important to show us here, and trying to direct someone else to do it will not do the cooking any justice. We need you to do this.
Yes, let's see the
It's
triangle.
a special day. You just compared the ETH setup to the Big Bang. Okay.
Yeah, you did do that.
It seems I cannot go that back in time on A6. Oh wait, I'm using the wrong chart. Never mind. Let me find some clean chart then.
I hear price alerts going
No,
off.
no. Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's
whoa,
hard.
whoa.
The
Daniel,
directing is difficult.
Daniel.
He knows. The
Those
directing
are
is difficult.
inflammatory words there, Daniel. Okay, that is not true at all. But here's the thing. Greedy Jackus usually only shares when there's a lot of likes. If I can guilt him into and manipulate him into pulling up his screen in the absence of you guys doing your part and liking the screen, I'm liking the chart. I'm always going to do that. I'm always going to pounce on the opportunity to guilt him into sharing his screen for your benefit. So understand the motive here. Okay. Whoa. I'm sorry, Jack. Please continue.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa.
Take it easy now. Take it easy with those words. Those are
The
fighting words.
mastermind. The master manipulator.
Oh, I see the triangle. I see what you're talking about, Jackus.
You do? Do you want the chart back then?
No.
Easy.
Keep it.
You get
It's
what
like,
you
no,
want.
no,
You
no.
say thank you. You don't. No. Let the man
So-
work, everybody.
It actually works on H4, so let me just go with it. But there was, more or less some sort of triangle. Basically, back here, lots of people were, and this is what lots of people fail to do and adapt during bull markets and changing paradigm shifts, is that there was a very ugly, drop down here. This really caught lots of people by surprise, and it was really scary. It really felt like it was another fake pump and we're going back to the bear market. And that's what the bull markets do. The drops are very scary and they retest higher time frame levels, more or less. There was a level from 2019 alt season, small alt season of 2019, that it retested, but most people were looking for this retest or this one. The market was going in this triangle, and hey, it still could have, but it didn't. And right here, and it's not perfect. You can be like, yeah, that doesn't matter. It was a ranging, structural price that it had let the break out of from. And you could still be speculating that this is the sweep and hey, we coming back, right? The thing is, it keeps breaking with impulsive legs and then doing little corrective moves. And that's sort of where I think we sort of are. We are kind of right now getting these types of moves where, and this will not be the same. Let me do it like this. We kind of, had the first. This was definitely the weekly impulsive move, telling you that the tariff fuckery, basically, the wide market drop in Q1 has ended, right? That's this move telling you that you get reaccumulation, and you can speculate how deep this pullback is going to be, but now we getting this, but you still expect a higher low to form on the weekly. And so with this move, this to me is an equivalent of these types of moves where you break a key high here. Come on, what's going on? You break a key high and then you sort of reaccumulate nearby and then you break again. And I think this is the period we could be entering. I'm not saying we are exactly at this point, because I think the current more higher time frame structure on ETH more represents Bitcoin after COVID than anything. But I'm talking about these little impulsive moves here, and that's what I think we kind of are getting. We keep getting the look, an impulsive move, right? Range, impulsive move, range, impulsive move. It's telling you someone's accumulating and buying and pushing. You're not seeing really the same on the downside. And when you do on like lower time frame, you insta get a recovery. That's sort of the story coming in behind the chart right now. And I tend to think that we cannot really be going or will be going much below here. Like you don't really go much below these levels when you do. So I think people rather should be expecting this. And I know there's going to be plenty of people, and there's always an excuse to see a bearish reasoning in a lower time frame price action. And that can be like, yeah, we just had the sweep, right? And this could go back down. And yes, it could, but again, you're fighting this higher time frame dominant trend. And if you would be expecting lower from the current prices, you would at least want to see come back to this level. This is where probably lots of people want to buy right now. If they miss ETH, so many times, right? Price breaks out, makes an impulsive move, and they are looking to buy this retest, and then it doesn't come. So I tend to think that ETH could very well start to accelerate from here, and it probably should. It shouldn't really be breaking much below than just sweeping this low, and then it really needs to keep going. When it does, there really isn't much resistance up here. There is the CME gap, right? It might do something here, but above from there really isn't resistance. There's just liquidity levels, and I tend to think we should be basically teleporting more or less to 4K right now, and really beginning the V-shape recovery to 4K, just like BTC has in COVID. So yeah, that's kind of where I think we are.
For me, the most encouraging thing, I'm gonna sound like a broken record and go back to the Sol pairs, like the fact that Sol ETH is breaking down. The only way that you can get an incredibly volatile move down on that pair implies that ETH has to be reverting higher, like very, very quickly. And I do think that for me is why, you know, ETH is most primed right now to run and probably carry this entire market higher. I'm not sure where Sol meme coins fit into that, but I will say, I mean, obviously ETH and ETH are like Pepe. I think those are coins that are getting ready to run really hard. DeFi, you know, strong DeFi charts like Maker and Aave.
Did he cut out? He did.
Did I?
Tell me.
No, he didn't.
Oh no,
it
he's
sounded
good.
like it for a little bit.
I think we're good. Yeah, there's a lot of like the ETH ecosystem feels to me like it's about to start waking up very, very soon here. So we'll see. It is Tuesday, but I feel like by the end of the week, things could look a little different here. So
I think we're about to see Sol ETH rip down in the next 2 weeks, like aggressively rip down.
Yeah, I think obviously, you know, there will be differences, but I sort of think that in terms of this COVID fractal, we are more or less, it's not going to be precise, you know, it's always going to be like lower time frame differences, and even daily time frame is the difference in this context. But I tend to think that we just sort of went through this you know, reaccumulation here, and I think we are getting kind of this candle. But mind you, there was a CME gap here as well. I might look it up. Just people know what I'm talking about. I think I actually made the fractal somewhere. But there is a huge gap here, just like there was in before, and I think we are kind of producing this type of candle right now. Obviously, I would love to see the daily close above here to fully confirm and you know, reclaim 2,850, which to me is a, you know, full confirmation. But I think it should be starting from here lower time frame wise. I think the lower time frame here is giving good hints of that happening. So yeah, this would have to be some absolute brutal fuckery, honestly, because you already got that here, you know. If you did it again, I suppose. But yeah, you know, you asked about the CME gap, Max. I suppose we could have a quick flush down here. Probably not even fill it, just like quick flush,
the tiniest
maybe.
wick, just a sweep and go.
Sweep and go. But I also think that it might not even be happening, and this is literally like where it goes. We'll see. You know, again, lower time frames, both things are possible. But I would tend to think that you'd probably have to be into like you would have to be a scalper, you know, looking at the order flow on the how's the chart called? The active chart where you see the orders. Like you would have to be looking at DOM basically, right? If you know what it is, the depth of the market. And like looking if, there's lots of orders coming in right now to kind of feel if this is the real bottom down here of this lower time frame move, whether we go for some of these lows. But generally, again, I tend to think that we are not really getting much of a pullback here anymore, and this should start cascading to the upside in a similar fashion that it has on BTC back here. I'm not sure what chart I used before. Coinbase maybe. Let's see if I can go back in time. It's not the same, not at all. But I think contextually wise, you're just about to break this little consolidation here to the upside. And once you do, you are looking to fill the CME gap that's above you.
And so, I mean, this should all happen within the next 30 days, roughly, if I'm looking at the chart right.
I think so. I think we could get like this type of move, right? Like we get the breakout here that basically confirms. And then, maybe something like this again, and then you sort of shoot up here. Yeah, obviously, nothing goes up in a straight line. So we are likely to get this type of reaccumulation again. But again, you can get it up from 4K, and then you are likely not even retesting these levels, just like here. We've never come back and retested these levels. So I very well think that that is possibility. You break up to these levels. Could look like this, whatever. We will see what the structure is created there, but.
Jackus, what do you make of the Bitcoin weakness today?
I'm just
reading the market.
You're seeing the glass half empty because you're focusing on Bitcoin weakness while I'm focusing on ETH strengths.
You pessimist, Tommy. What's wrong with you?
Just joking, man.
I think I said this on yesterday's show, or maybe it was like an afternoon call. I feel like the whole ETH strength is spelling impending doom for the market. That rhetoric has now shifted towards Solana should probably play that role. When we start to see Solana really outperforming Bitcoin and ETH now, it's probably a sign that we're in for a little bit of red. But no, yeah. I think we're kind of in like a paradigm shift that's going to mess with people's minds, because for the entire cycle thus far, it's been the exact opposite, right? ETH strength. Surely that must be a bad thing.
No, there's it used to be XRP as well, right? Like whenever XRP would pump, that would be the last in the market, and then the market would nuke until it wasn't, and the paradigm shifted. And I think at some point that is coming to ETH, and I think that point has come. And I think the last runner might be Sol, but we discussed this. Like there is no reason to be bullish on Sol against other pairs except the USD chart, which I think ETH. I think Sol is going to go up on the USD pair, but I think it's going to be dragged by others.
I agree with that. I mean, I could honestly see Sol even bleeding out. If there's an ETH staking catalyst specifically, right, I could see liquidity being drained directly from Sol into ETH, and that causing some downside on that front. But yeah, I mean, the crux of it is Sol ETH can only go down to the degree that we're discussing if ETH is ripping higher in a very short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think Sol ETH is coming back down to like 0.03 this summer. So it's a big move for a pair.
All the way down.
All the way down.
I could see it happening. We call that the dumpster.
dumpster.
Well, I mean, look at the way ETH beta is behaving today, I would say, versus Sol beta, right? Like Pepe's green, it kind of gave you a little bit of a pump in Asia, but SPX 6900's been really strong. Hyperliquid, which I wouldn't necessarily consider ETH beta, but it is, DeFi essentially. I don't think that the pool of bidders is that different from ETH to Hyperliquid. I mean, DeFi charts look ready.
Yep. Yeah, I think lots of people will fail to change to adapt. They will not acknowledge it. Mental rejection is tough. It will take. You there?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
He's kind of
You're right.
frozen, but I think he's there. Yeah.
I'm here in spirit.
Yeah, anyways, I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, I mean, if you look across the board too at certain names and there are certain names that look very, very constructive, and a good majority of the other ones look still completely awful. And I get asked this all the time. I'm positioned in this bag. What should I be doing? Yada yada yada. I discussed on this morning's Discord call, but if you start to see Bitcoin chat aggressively and Total 3 has that catch up trade and your alt is not moving, you best get out and quick, because as we know, and if you pair Bitcoin versus Total 3 specifically, that ETH season that we've seen from a cyclical perspective, or the alt season we've seen from a cyclical perspective, has been really no more than 2 to 4 weeks at max. And so I would be very, very cognizant moving forward here with Bitcoin and price discovery versus their alts versus their Bitcoin pair, with BTC being in price discovery, that we get a cool off in Bitcoin, your alt should be running, and if not, you have an inherent problem.
What do you guys make of the SPX strengths and
Crazy.
Fartcoin and yeah?
I mean, I think SPX 6900 is going higher. Clearly,
It's nuts.
6.9 for the meme ability, I feel like is kind of inevitable.
I poked at it a little bit, tried shorting it, and found out. I found out real quick.
What about the $1 that was destined for Doge, right? What if this is the tough thing, that when something becomes a meme, like 6.9 for SPX, what if people start front running that? Or what if it pushes through?
I mean, it'd be classical of these markets to front run in some form or fashion.
Is your bet
Everybody's
still on Prometheus and Max?
Oh yeah.
What'd you say?
Is your bet still on for Doge to $1?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
I mean, unless Max
Prometheus
wants
is going to chicken out, then
Max
it's
might
off.
have to back out at some point. There might be, some truce. But
Dude, that's a crazy thing to say, that Doge won't make a new high this cycle. That's actually a crazy thing to say. I feel bad. Like, I almost feel like you might not be in a sound state of mind to even make
don't
that
know.
bet.
I think
is
it's one of the
off,
least crazy things to say.
I don't know how you could be bullish on meme coins and bearish on Doge. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm bullish RWA though.
I don't
Well,
even
the
know what
good-
to say back to that.
The good thing for Prometheus is that even if he is wrong on this thesis, he is likely to make money anyway.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna print regardless. I'm hedging. I'm like hedged myself, you know.
This is
The
what
always
lots of
hedged
people
guy.
don't get.
He's always
The
hedging.
always, the always hedged guy. Sleeps well at night. It goes.
Who
If I
tweeted
make
that
money,
out
if this
the other
goes up or
day?
down, you know.
Who
But
tweeted that he like puts toilet paper when he's peeing just in case because he's always hedged.
I know what you're talking about. That was a credible, or it was a crypto cred, not credible.
Yeah, hilarious,
People.
dude.
So wait, what's the meme? He's always sitting when he pees.
He's
Just
like,
No.
I
No,
put
no.
toilet paper in there before or like I'm walking around with toilet paper always in there just in case. I'm always hedged. I'll find it.
He like mummifies the toilet seat before using.
I would probably use sitting on toilet while peeing as a man to be always hedged.
Always. Oh my gosh.
No, I think I think that Doge is likely to make, like, if the cycle is to go crazy, then I think Doge will go as well. But obviously, the thing is that Doge in the past cycle benefited from being the only meme and the meme coin narrative just starting, like it led it, of course. And so people are looking for multiples. On the other hand, there is going to be plenty of people that have lots of liquidity that simply cannot, size into lower ones, and they'll be aping Doge too. So I think in that sense, Doge still has multiples, but probably not more multiples than what a general degenerate on CT is looking for.
there's truly no point in holding Doge when you can hold something like Pepe, and I continue to say that over and over again this cycle. But it's like you still need Doge to do well, because like meme season happens when Dogecoin gives the all clear, right? So I know that there's some memes doing well right now, like SPX 69 looks really good. Pepe's starting to look pretty good here, like a lot of smaller ones. The list goes on. Per is looking really good. But when they really start to pull multiples is going to be when Doge rips like a 2 or a 3x and they rip 10x's. It's not going to happen without Doge as the tailwind. It's just like your altcoins. Like your altcoins are not going to rip multiples, whatever they are. Fundamental, meme, doesn't matter if Bitcoin is not also going up at the same time. So
I really think, like when you look at, oh shit, never mind, but it kind of will work. I think when you look at Pepe and Doge, both themselves, you can see that they move very similarly. And I tend to think that if Pepe is hitting new highs, which I think it is, because I think ETH is going to break 4K, then I think even Doge will move with it, right?
can I ask you for a specific, Jackus? And I promise I'm going to hold you to it. And if you're wrong, then I'll use it to discredit every good piece of work you've done beforehand.
That
'Cause that's
sounds like lots of free guys checking the content.
Exactly. I'm an unverified Twitter user. I don't pay for the blue check mark. And I'm only here to point out when you're wrong by a
And
little
you don't
bit.
press the like button.
No, never. I don't even know how to use it. I would never press it. By what day will Pepe make a new high?
I think in August.
No. I need a specific day, not a month, Jack. I asked for the day. By what day?
Is there a specific number? Like,
I don't know.
you know what we could do? Pepe is 0x69. What about the 6th of September?
No, too late.
That's
That's
a
too
long
late.
time.
I reject your answer, as thoughtful as
Well,
it is.
Let's revert it. What about 9th of June? Let's go back one day and do it. Now, I think August. Don't know the date, but let's go with a wild
Best I can
gamble.
do is 4th of July. Patriots are in control.
4th of July.
4th of July, huh?
Don't see.
That's
I
right.
think let's go with August 7th.
Yeah.
I like August. I like 7th. But yeah, I think this is interesting. Like, you saw Doge pumping here through these 2 days, and you saw Pepe moving up, and then Doge has most of its upside done, and Pepe picks up with the Coinbase listing, and they both pretty much top the same day as well. So, and it makes sense, right? Like, both are, fundamental memes, would I say. So in that sense, I would tend to think that yes, they likely go together. It's hard for me to see, Pepe making new highs and Dutch not making new highs. And I think if Pepe makes new highs, it's probably going, to price discovery, so that's more than double. And so if Doge is doing more than double of this, that has to be $1. So I think the dollar is definitely possible this cycle for Doge.
But would you say likely?
Wait, what?
Would you say it's likely or possible?
No, it's likely.
Oh. I see. Tommy's back.
And back.
Is Link ripping? Is that real?
Why is Link ripping? Good question.
That's a great question.
On any given
Because
day, it
me-
needs no reason.
Because Meatstick's positioned, I think.
It looks good.
I think all these charts look damn near the same. And we're just waiting for ETH to meet. And then that's it.
Pretty much.
I mean, I think that if ETH can, with haste, move back up to that CME gap and fill it, then I don't think we're going to have to wait more than like a few weeks for all these coins to mark up aggressively. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I mean, something like Pepe, people forget that Pepe went up 10x in 39 days in Q1 of last year. Like, it can seem difficult and like a huge mountain to climb, and then the momentum starts and you blink and you're like, I can't believe what just happened. And that's about to happen across the board, I think. I don't think we're going to have to wait too long unless somehow this ETH range gets prolonged. But if ETH moves up to 3,500 or 4K, and that happens in the next month and a half, then all these coins are going to fire along with it. It's not going to be just like ETH and then nothing else moves. Like, it's all going to move together. It's like the only thing that I look at here is maybe ETH fills in that little piddly CME gap, what is it, 100 points below where we're at right now or whatever. But that might be the trigger, is like a local leverage wipeout, and then just straight up in a straight line, ferociously unforgiving for bears with haste, tenacity, some would argue selfishness, and we have a lot of fun.
Ferocious.
Yeah.
You'll be ferocious. It'll be green button fucking terrorists smashing the leverage. That's real.
Tommy, he wants to know your thoughts on Mudang.
Yeah, I think Mudang.
It's a hit.
It's kind of funny because I am expecting Sol to underperform ETH. So, like, why am I looking at these Sol meme coins? That was a question I was asking myself this morning. But I actually think that Trump and Mudang don't look half bad. We'll have to see what kind of upside that looks like. But I have seen like that pattern play out that Mudang is kind of painting, and it reminds me of a few Cabal scams. So I don't know. I think we'll just have to roll the dice and see. I still think in general you want to be overweight ETH versus Sol, but I think some of these Sol memes don't look half bad.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. That might have been it. That might have been it. Here for Ace.
Yeah, ETH
He
looks
came
crazy.
back, retested the impulse, bouncing. You know.
Jeez. Have fun trading that range, Anon.
Dude, nightmare.
You can be thinking that nothing ever happens and this was just a range, and you keep ranging in it with 2 deviations.
Oh man, they're saying we should pull up the soybeans chart.
We
Oh,
totally
boy.
should. We should always start with the soybean, probably. Like, we should open up the show and start with soybeans, and people would just do it, and everyone would be happy. They like the game.
Oh, we're at 193, guys. That's not half bad.
But it could be so much better.
I mean, it could definitely be better, but 193 is not bad.
God, I'm just waiting for them to when staking ETF. When? It's coming.
Coinbase intern is getting. I'm sorry. Cointelegraph intern is getting ready. Cointelegraph intern is going to get to run it back again.
Dude, that was wild when that happened the first time.
It was in
I don't
Asia.
even care if he does it again, bro. Just pump it. Just do your thing, Cointelegraph intern.
I'll tell you guys something that I think is getting ready to leg up in a big way is Hyperliquid.
Well, isn't it at like $40 right now? It's
It
breaking
is,
out.
right? I think you're about to get like your separation candle from previous all-time highs.
Gotcha.
What does that mean for Per, Tommy? Would you help expand on that thought?
Her will finally probably teleport higher. You know, I mean, I think it's gonna teleport to basically all-time highs and then just kind of consolidate for a little bit. But it makes sense that it reprices to where Hyperliquid's trading right now, which is above all-time highs.
So you're telling me that the cat does go Per?
Yes, it does. Cats do purr.
Ooh. Wow.
My cat was under my chair, but I guess he left.
My
you know
cat
what?
woke me up.
Wait,
Purring,
wait.
bro.
Do you know what else cats do?
What?
Oh no, my cat is attacking.
Yeah.
They attack Tommy. That's what they do.
Instead of the Matrix is attacking me, it's just my cat.
Man, I cannot believe that like people didn't use this generational opportunity to load up ETH and ETH beta, which was the deep discount. They didn't.
Yeah, I
They
still can't
fumbled.
believe we went to 1300s, man.
It's crazy.
That was wild.
Busy calling for 3 digits.
Yeah.
Did we really go to 1300? That feels
Yeah.
like a fever dream at this point.
Dude,
It did touch it
1390.
here for like a picosecond.
Yeah.
Favorite sports team? Got a question from the comments.
Is that for who's that for?
Probably everybody.
What
Um,
sport?
What sport?
Do you not have a favorite?
Oh, I have a favorite, but I need to know. I'm talking basketball, football, soccer.
You misspelled.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I'm a Clemson man, so
Yeah, we're talking college, professional,
if it's professional, I'm gonna go with Real Madrid. But
even including U.S. football.
yeah,
You're gonna go with Real Madrid. Wow, Tommy.
well, I don't get to root for the Kansas City Chiefs like somebody.
Let's go.
Bro,
Let's go, Tommy.
I get it. I get it. Everybody hates on the Chiefs, but we were terrible for 20-something years of my life. God awful, okay? Terrible.
I feel terrible for you,
Patriots.
Tucker. I'm so sorry that happened
So
to you.
we had a little moment in the sun. I get it. But let's
A
just
little
remember
moment in the sun.
the New England Patriots dominated everybody for 20 years. All right, let's just not forget that.
You know what I think the problem is, Tucker, is that your team is so bizarre off the field that it's really hard to get behind you guys as a dynasty.
If I didn't,
What do you mean
yeah,
Tom
if
Brady
I
was
wasn't-
kissing his kids on the lips? What are we talking about?
If I wasn't from here, then I would also hate
I forgot
the
that was a thing.
personalities of the Chiefs for sure.
It's just a bizarre group
I
of
agree.
guys, man. It's like
Yeah.
we don't need to get into it, but it's like they're just so hard to idolize, you know. Not that you should
Yeah.
idolize pro
I mean, they're a
athletes
little
or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's just like you kind of want to see them get their teeth kicked in a big way. That's the problem. But like with the Patriots, I was like dynasty. I'm not even from New England, but like I love them. Brady's sick.
No.
Amendola, like the boys, America's team.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for you. You're winning. I can't say much. The Vikings always blow it in the first round.
That's true. That's true. They were good back in the day when they had Randy Moss and Dante Culpepper. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, but how many Super Bowls do we have?
I don't know. Is it 0?
I'm pretty sure it's 0.
Okay.
Nobody remembers second place or third place, you know.
True.
Look at Tommy's circle of death, man. He is just
He's in the loop.
he's
The
in the
loop.
middle of nowhere, man. I mean, the crazy part about Tommy is that he lives in a nice area where you would never guess that he has bad Wi-Fi ever.
We
It
got two
wouldn't make
Tommies
any
now.
sense.
We get
You would walk up to his building and be like, "This has to be some of the fastest internet in the country," and then it's actually like third world country.
Some of the
We-
fastest.
we
internet.
need the don't pull the loading Tommy back down, man. We need two Tommys here.
Why is he
Two
still up
Tommies
there?
keep stepping up.
Oh God. Tommy kind of looks like Davo Sweeney. I'll take that as a compliment.
As you should.
I think I have a fresher haircut though.
I would hope so.
The best I can do is send this chart higher.
It's gonna be hilarious when Murad makes $1 billion and everybody trolled him. It's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be even funnier when he finally sells.
Oh my god.
Can he sell?
Dude,
I mean, remember
can
all the
he?
thought about him OTCing his stack to
He didn't do that, bro. Because here's how I know he didn't do that. Because the man's on TikTok making videos about his bags. Okay, that's not a man that sold his positions. That's a man that needs exit liquidity down the road.
the
okay?
most
He is-
elaborate exit scam of all time.
He is working so hard for his bags. You have to respect it, bro. He is working so hard for his bags. I respect it.
I do. The fact that he's gaining traction on TikTok is surprising to say the least. But I mean, I guess it just shows if you're willing to work hard enough for your bags.
Dude, he's grinding for his bags. A man that is able to, without cheating, literally round trip like $50 million twice and then dive into social media and continue to grind through all of the hate and noise. Dude, I hope he makes $1 billion. He deserves it, man. All these goofballs that trolled him, like, dude, he diamond handed the whole thing. He said he did exactly what he said he was gonna do, and he's gonna print. It's gonna be awesome. And then all these idiots who are making fun of him, talking shit. What are they doing? They probably got destroyed on the Solana trenches.
You don't
Something
know
to be
it.
said about sticking with a good thing instead of jumping around.
You don't know it, but Max also kind of speaking about himself, kind of, hammering all these trolls as well.
I am Jackus, and thank you for picking that up because it's
Yeah.
relatable. Obviously, what I'm doing is not at all like what he's doing, but there's some like overlap in like terms of commitment and working for your bags, where it's like, oh, it would have been so much easier to just like sell quick and move on, but the long game will be so much more rewarding when it works, I like that
Indeed.
chart, Jack. Send me that so I can tweet that and get engagement, please.
Let me add a couple of pepes on the chart, man. I especially like this one. Wonder if you know what is it from?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Nice. Man of culture,
Of course.
I see.
Yeah, of
Man
course.
culture.
Who do you think I am?
What's up?
Jackus is painting a masterpiece for us right now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna send it to Max, and I'm gonna let him steal it.
Actually, you don't let me steal it. I just steal it. That's being a man of culture. So I can't believe how many memes you just have. Like, you're just. Wow.
There it is, Jackus. I like that right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's insane.
He's just snorting green candles. There's like a razor blade, and then there's bags of green powder. Like, wow.
Yeah, I need
Who
to find
thinks of these and makes these? Like, that's incredible. Some guy thought of that and then made it.
Oh my god.
Jackus's meme folder is more valuable than his analysis, which is already invaluable.
Mhm.
So
You could have a whole
Agreed.
NFT collection of his meme folder. 10,000.
yeah, we could.
I wish this was bigger, man. Because like this was the huddle death zone, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys can relate.
Dude, some of those ETH ranges were really hard to deal with. Now looking back in hindsight, it has been a bumpy road,
Mm-hmm.
but we will be vindicated.
This is probably the realest, man. Like each bull market, there are people crying that the price are going up.
Well, I don't understand like the feminine urge to try to call the top every single week, that some of these guys have. It's just, I don't know how else to describe it other than it's just like very like, it's very like, I don't know. I'm going to stop before I get myself in trouble, but it's just like, why are you as a man so like fixated on trying to like call the top on everything, on every pump? Oh, top. Ooh, bearish fractal. Ooh, fading this here.
Fading this here.
The top.
So weird. So weird to me, honestly. It's so bizarre. Like there's some accounts out there that like all they do is just like fade every single move forever, you know. They've never caught a pump. They don't even want to catch a pump. They just want to FUD people getting excited about things moving higher.
Never longs, just fades.
Yeah.
I'm either
like
I'm
the-
long or I'm fading. No short, just fading.
That is for real. It's the perma contrarian attitude is what it is.
Yeah.
They don't have any analysis other than like they follow a handful of people. If most of those people are long, then they're fading. If most of those people are short, then suddenly they're bullish, you know? And I'm like, that can work sometimes, but usually your sample size is not big enough.
Is this one too much?
Remember, no normies.
Dude.
Oh my god.
How do stocks look today? Not to disrupt this work of art, but I haven't even looked at stocks today. How do they look?
Grinding
Unbothered.
up. Unbothered. Yeah.
Unbothered, moisturized, flourishing, coiled
Mhm.
for higher. Okay.
Yeah, VIX is breaking back down below 17, which is huge. I think things are really just gearing up for higher.
The NASDAQ looks like Trump is about to announce that there's no such thing as capital gains tax anymore.
Mm,
It
could you
looks like
imagine?
it's just about to just get something crazy. I love that one. He's just gouging his eyes out.
I almost wonder if we get resolution to the China United States trade war. We'll call it a trade war right now, but it doesn't really feel much like a war.
Mm.
I feel like equities could maybe just gap to all-time highs if you get that news.
Oh yeah. I mean,
QQQ
market is not
is
positioned
close.
for it.
Yeah.
The charts look like they're preceding the news right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
it's charts just look insane across the board.
Can I mention something else as well? The
No.
dollar. The contextual level that the dollar is threatening a breakdown from was the exact same level that broke right before the 2021 craziness in crypto.
Hmm.
Can you show us, Tommy?
Tommy the chart.
You gonna make me Tommy the chart?
I will allow you.
Like 98, Tommy.
Yeah, let me pull up my screen.
Wait. One more. One last.
I'll let Jack just have his fun.
Do you know how when Diesel always says one last ride? Well, one last meme. But you know it's not the last. This was the bottom.
I like the Trojan horse and the deviation there. That's really nice.
Yeah. I mean, go on, Tommy. Go on.
Do you have any more memes?
I do, of course. What kind of question is that?
Yeah. All right. Let me. Actually, I was about to share my screen while shilling my bag, so I decided to spare you guys. Yeah, no, I mean, gotta really zoom out with the dollar. I mean, last time we've been here a few times, obviously, but yeah, I mean, this preceded the huge alt season that we had from crypto. This breakdown, it took a few months for that to get baked into the market in the same way that it did, you know, in the spring of 2021. But I do think it will be it will get there eventually. And we probably are looking at a rotation like this once again, reaccepting back into this range. I think range lows only make sense, and I kind of feel like we can get there even as soon as this year. So it's almost, I hate to say this, but like it's almost riskier not to be long. You know, if we're talking about the dollar potentially moving down 10 or 15% in like a 6 to 8 month period, because I do think that's possible. 85, 90.
Put Bitcoin down below if you would.
How do I do that?
Hit the plus.
This?
Top left, yeah. And then go type in Bitcoin, and then don't just click it. Do new pane.
Learn something new every day.
And then get rid of the RSI.
Wow.
I know. Do log on Bitcoin. You're gonna have to. And then mark out where it broke down, you know.
I would say that lines up pretty well with where Jack has just said ETH could be.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Contextually very significant.
I know, it's probably better with ETH. You could put ETH down there. I'm gonna do that over here. Oh man, it looks a lot better with ETH on it, actually.
Ironically, the dollar bottomed before these things sent in 2020 and 2021. I think that's surprising.
The dollar bottoms.
But yeah, I mean, these look so similar. Like you're right here, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Man, oh man. Where do you guys think ETH is going?
Dude, I'd be happy with 5K, man.
It looks like it's about to put in this move right here.
The bar has been decreased.
Yeah, it has. I'd be very happy with 5K, but I don't know. I know, Jack, does you think what? 8?
I honestly don't care about the price target. I know everyone's obsessed about it.
Yeah.
I think it's been accumulating for 5 years. I think it's going to trend for a few now. The price target, I don't really care. I'll just play the market for as, I will remain bullish as long as the market is. It's as simple as that, because you can set a bar on 5K or 6K or 10K. What if the price, just blasts through that level and then uses it as support, right? I don't know right now.
Talking about the dollar or ETH?
ETH, well, both, the opposite way. But for DXY, I have clear levels. For ETH, I don't. So maybe the better question is where will the dollar be? Then that will determine where ETH top might be.
I kind of think the dollar's coming down to 90 this year. I don't really think there's going to be any bounces for a while. It's like if you were trading a breakout here, you'd be looking for this range rotation pretty quickly. Now that we've reaccepted back into it, maybe you get some sort of small move up, but I don't think you're breaking these highs.
No.
Jack, as I see you playing around with your memes.
I know. He was like resizing the memes in the background. Dude.
You wouldn't get it.
Jeez, that looks horrible.
Soul ETH really does look like death, man.
You're
How does
coming
Soul
down.
USD
started
look
too.
today? Can we look at Soul USD really quickly?
Yeah.
Does that look like it could go down a little bit to you, like short term?
Yes. I think any weakness on ETH, you're just going to have outsized puking on Sol.
So it's almost like if ETH tagged that CME gap, just a little baby nuke below, then Sol would probably, yeah, right there, something like that.
We're going to do something like that,
Yeah.
if I had to guess. I don't know. I'm looking for this pair to be below 0.04 within probably like 2 weeks. And I think you're eventually coming into here. Probably this summer. So, we're talking about Sol more or less ranging in here and ETH just repricing back to the highs.
Mhm.
But I think there's still like such a, why are you fudding Sol? It's been so good to us this cycle type of rhetoric, right? Like, oh, if you held Sol over ETH, or if you held ETH over Sol, you haven't made any money this cycle. I'm like, those things are true. But I mean, that's kind of where paradigm shifts catch people off guard. It's because they get too entrenched in that bias, and reversals can happen very quickly. I mean, look at
I
Sol.
laughed at it because that's literally what they told me before XRP ripped off and outperformed it all. It was like, why would you hold XRP? It has done nothing for the past 7 years. Imagine if you held XRP for the past 7 years. I'm like, dude, I didn't hold it for the past 7 years. Now is the time. Fucking ape in. And then they were like, oh, Jackies, do you think it's good time to buy more XRP? Always the same.
These volume profiles look really bad.
That's your Cheeto. You're at your Cheeto right there, Tom. It's
Literally.
even orange. It's even orange like a Cheeto.
Would you believe me if I said I think we hit this value area low by the end of June?
I mean,
Yeah, because you also have a bias for ETH to rip higher, so
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, this is real. I have no soul. And yet, I'm intrigued by a handful of Solana meme coins. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's only a matter of time before we get. I mean, ETH is trading like it's people positioning for an announcement at this point. Let's see what that looks like. I mean, that doesn't look bad to me. Any thoughts? Or is that a good spot for us to be wrapping up?
So I'm too busy here.
Can I put your memes back on stage, Jackus?
If you want.
I think the people need to see. Oh, wait, I gotta remove myself.
Oh my God. Jack is just dumping the meme folder right now.
I think it says a lot about Sideline Capital. Like two things, right? Plasma. You guys heard about that?
What? No.
The stablecoin company.
Huh.
They raised like millions of dollars in a very, very short period of time, like 50 mil, I think, in 5 minutes. It might have been closer to 500 mil in 5 minutes.
That's insane.
And I think that's people will get their money off the sidelines for things that they actually think are worth bidding. And when you think about that happened, and yet Soul Trenches couldn't send a coin above like 200 or 300 mil over the last few weeks, it's a pretty damning testament to the way that people are viewing the trenches, per se.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I really like that last one, Jackus.
And by the all gods and the new, we shall summon the green can.
All right, that's probably a good spot to wrap things up.
Yeah, we're getting into silly season. It seems
Yeah.
like the coins.
I really
might
like
be
this
getting
one.
too.
Wait,
Which one?
this one is top notch.
That looks unpleasant.
That bear trap.
Somebody had way too much fun, like creating these.
Making these.
Could probably get AI to come up with some of these too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably a good spot to wrap up the show. We got a little silly today. It seems like the coins are getting there as well. You know, I think just kind of waiting for a headline at this point to really start trending aggressively, or really rather to get ETH to start trending aggressively. That's probably the catalyst. So whatever that might be, I don't think we're going to have to wait too much longer for that to happen. But yeah, we hope that you guys enjoyed the show today. Had a little bit of everything. Before I let you run, just gonna run a few things by you guys. God, those memes are so distracting. If you enjoyed Market Check today, we'll be back for another episode tomorrow. If you enjoyed the memes, if you enjoyed the alpha that came before the memes, we've got a reminder that we are live Monday through Friday, whenever the New York Stock Exchange is open. So you can catch us typical start time around 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, make sure to tune in as well for Market Talk with King Wabi. I'm sure that's going to be a great show this afternoon, given the volatility that we're seeing in price right now. And yeah, make sure to wrap up your day over there with the Because Bitcoin X account, because we host those spaces Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. But yeah, before we officially send you guys off on your way, just wanted to share with you the BB terminal. If you've been struggling to read these market shifts, if you are eagerly anticipating the market shift and looking for a bit more edge, we've got just the tool for you guys. That is the BB terminal, which you can use to improve your trading, whether or not you are an active trader trading derivatives, lower time frames, leverage, whether or not you are a long-term investor looking to use data driven metrics to be able to make more educated investment decisions, and of course, whether or not you are an on-chain participant, degen or not, looking for fundamentals or meme coins, we've got the tool for you. So check out the BB Terminal, guys. Thanks again, as always, for tuning in. And of course, stay safe.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal.